All right. Has anyone used Copilot or have tried it out? Um, Pop it in the chat or just give me a thumbs up. And as I go through this demo, it will be very geared to HR, and we're going to see how Copilot can accelerate hiring processes, create job postings, and even offer letters as well. What we're looking at the screen is a Word document, and we will just go ahead and see that Copilot is here right on the page with us. And I'll also want to point out that Copilot's also in the top ribbon. So the difference between the two, because it can be a bit confusing, is if you're drafting any content with Word and Copilot, you would use the one that's right on the page, which is the draft with Copilot box. If you have, let's say, a Word document that's open, we would then use the Copilot sidebar, and this is where we can actually ask Copilot any information about the Word document we're looking at. So if you're looking for a summary of a long Word document or you want to ask questions about it, then you would use the Copilot in the top ribbon. For right now, what we're going to do is, let's say you work in HR and you need to draft a job posting. Copilot can definitely help with that. The prompt that I'm using today is draft a job posting for a project manager, including responsibilities, duties, qualifications, and requirements, skills and competencies, including company culture and benefits. So as you can see, I'm telling Copilot draft this job posting for who? A project manager. And then I'm also telling Copilot what I want it to include in this job posting. So we're just going to click generate. And here, Copilot is now giving us the responsibility and duties, qualification requirements, the skills, company culture and benefits, everything that I told Copilot in the prompt to do. And as you can see, in less than 30 seconds, Copilot actually gave me a whole job posting. I didn't have to type it out, and it is a draft that we can now use. I like to also mention in my demos that Copilot isn't here to replace us. It's an assistant, right? So we're not really starting from a blank page anymore. We have a couple pages to get us started because it's easier to edit a first draft than come up with the first draft. So we can just go ahead and keep this. Let's say you didn't even like it, you can regenerate it or even discard it. So let's say we keep it, and as you can see, it stays on the page. And if you notice, Copilot is still with us in the whole Word document. So if I want to add another section, we can ask Copilot to do that. Even if we want to rewrite this whole thing, you can go highlight this, auto rewrite this as well, right? There you go. We have now our job posting. Another thing that we're going to go through now is, let's say we have now collected all of our resumes from these job postings. So we have John Doe as our first resume, and we have Jane Smith as our second resume, right? I've copied them into this Word document. And instead of actually using that Copilot in the Word, we're going to use the one in the top ribbon. Right? Because now let's say we want to narrow down who we want to interview and compare the resumes, right? So we can actually ask Copilot to do that. So again, I opened up Copilot in the side. As you can see, there's those pre-prompts that you can use, but what I'm just going to ask Copilot is compare these two resumes for me, right? So now Copilot is going to go through what is in this document and search up here. We have John Doe, the summary, work experience, education, skills, certification, publications, and then we even have Jane Smith, the same thing, right? Imagine having 10 different resumes and you would have to scroll through the document to read it all. You can actually put it all in one Word document and have Copilot summarize it for you. You can even ask Copilot other questions, such as what are the similarities between the two resumes? Or maybe what are the differences? Or maybe there's something specific you need to qualify for the job, right? Copilot can actually do that searching for us and reduce the time that we're looking and reading for this information. As you can see, here are the similarities between the two resumes, their work experience of leading teams, managing software development projects, etc. So very easy to compare two resumes or even compare anything else in a Word document. Okay, let's say now we have gone through our resumes in our Word doc, and we're ready to meet with one of the candidates. We can actually go to Copilot Chat, and this is what Dina was mentioning that is free for anyone to use. And I believe Hunjin also put the link in the chat if you want to try this out with me. But the only difference I would say if you don't have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, you'll see that I have a work tab and a web tab. So really the difference is when I'm on my work tab, this is what it's going to go through the emails, the chats, the meetings that I have. If I'm on the web tab, then it's actually going to just do that web-based search. So for example, something we can ask with Copilot is draft some interview questions for the project manager candidates, right? Maybe now we're ready to ask those questions. Copilot can help us with that. So as you can see really quickly, it gave us general questions, technical skills, leadership ones. So a lot of different questions it just generated for us. And again, remember Copilot's like a chat. We can even expand on these. Let's say you want more leadership and team management questions. I can even ask, can you please give me more leadership and team management questions, right? It's like a chat, so really you can talk to Copilot like you're talking to a person. So as you can see now, it's giving me even more questions about leadership. Gave me 15 exactly. Now we can pick and choose what we want to tell the candidate about when we're interviewing with them. Okay, after we've done through an interview, now it's time to write an offer letter. So we've gone through our interviews, we're happy with how the interviews went. We can even write an offer letter with Copilot. So again, remember we're drafting with Copilot with that on the page, and we can even say, let's write that offer letter to Jane Smith for the project management role, including compensation package, holiday, sign-on bonus, and how excited we are to extend the offer to her. Right now we can click generate, and right now we will have a offer letter for Jane. And remember, you can edit the document as well as it gives you that first draft, right? We can keep this, and I can even show you, let's say we want to rewrite this with Copilot. We can just auto rewrite and it will completely rewrite this section for us, and it'll give you suggestions. And we can even just completely replace it, right? And then you can make adjustments as you see fit. Maybe the start date is not August 15th. It could be a different date and we can make changes that way. Okay, now that we have our offer letter, now we need to send it to Jane, right? We can go now into Outlook and we can actually just ask Copilot to draft an email for us as well. Now, this is where Dina even mentioned you can change the tone of the emails, right? You can make it more casual, neutral, direct, or even could be a long email, medium or short, right? Let's make it direct and medium. And then we have an email saying, draft an email to Jane to review the attached offer letter and let her know how excited we are to have her on board. And Copilot's now writing a draft. And perfect, here you go. Hope it finds you well. Reaching out to let you know we've attached an offer letter for your review. And then we can just easily attach this offer letter that Copilot even helped us create and send this email off. And even if you want at the same time, we can create a new email, for example, and at the same time, we do have to send even rejection letters. So maybe we want to send a rejection letter to John Doe. And as you can see, very easily, Copilot can draft emails for us right within Outlook. And there you go. And that is pretty much it for my demo about specifically for HR. Do we have any questions from the audience? Is this helpful on what you saw? You can raise your hand, put them in the chat. As you're thinking, I could also share a couple resources with you. So this is the Copilot Lab. I'll pop this link in the chat. If you don't know where to get started with Copilot, you do have prompts here for you that you can try out. So check that link out. I and before I get to your question, Roxanne, and I do see it, I'll just share this resources as well. This is if you do enjoy Copilot, there's even an app on mobile. I have the app. I find that I go straight to Copilot versus just Googling things. I find it useful. So I just wanted to share that in case no one knew about it. But Roxanne, your question is, does Copilot recognize if the user has a draft or similar document in their 365 files that I can update per your instructions? Example, I have an offer letter template. Ask Copilot to update with new info. Yes, you actually can. What you could do is, let's say you have your offer letter template with that box, prompt box, and let me just show you again if Copilot is with me. Let's go here maybe. For example, what you would do is, let's say you wanted to update your template with the information you want to put in, then you would put reference your content, and you can actually select the template that you have with your offer letter and tell Copilot, this is the template that I want you to update with this information. So you could use it that way because Copilot can reference files that way. I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. Awesome. Yeah, definitely try it out. There might be, you have to play around with it with the different prompts, but try referencing your content of your offer letter template.